and welcome to my Pagan Pathworks. My name is Lisa if you're new here, and this channel is where I share my journey, whether it's about life lessons learned or life experiences in general, gardening, general witchiness, or the tarot. I try to share it all here on this channel. And I am so glad that you're here with me today, and I invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to like the video to help support the channel and help me grow. So now that we've got our YouTube experience, our YouTube stuff out of the way, so by the time that you guys see this, I will be home already. Right now I am taking a much needed break away from the house, and I am here in Sulphur, Oklahoma, a little bitty town on the outskirts of Chickasaw National Park, I think it is. And I'm here to visit my son and my grandson, but I'm also on a bit of a sabbatical for myself, for my own mental health. It's just hang on a second, let me silence this phone. Life has gotten it's gotten a little messy, I guess you could say, and a little bit stressful, and I find that I really need some time to myself, and I just wasn't getting it at home. And so, you know, I've watched a couple of YouTube videos where people are talking about their plans for 2023, and for me right now, the biggest plan that I have is just making it through the year. I sometimes feel like I'm being a little bit gaslit at work. Promised promotions are not coming through. The bills at home are kind of piling up, and so it's a bit of a challenge right now. And so I came to Oklahoma here at the first of the year. Initially this was supposed to be a day trip, but I kind of came here to figure some things out and figure out what it is that I want to do going forward. And so here I am in Oklahoma. I will share things as I am able to. I'll probably make some more videos as I get some insight, because I did bring my tarot cards and my book, because sometimes I still need my book to interpret the cards, although I'm getting much better. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this video, and stick with me, because I really am trying to make some really interesting videos for the channel. So I thank you if you've made it this far, and I hope you like the rest. Okay, this is me after the first night, which was very rough. I think that the heater turning off and on did not help, and then I didn't drink enough fluid yesterday, so I had cramps in my legs. So it was a rough night. but they provided coffee. I'm drinking some coffee, and then I'm gonna take a shower in a minute, and then I'm going to explore Davis because what else do I have to do? It's my mini vacation, and I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it. Anyway, that's all for now. So I just finished walking the main street of Davis, and it's sad, but it's really a testament to how bad the economy has got, because a lot of these little shops are actually closed, and there's only remnants of what they used to be inside of them. But I did get some goodies, and when I get home, I will film a haul of I probably spent too much money, but at the same time, this trip is about healing from everything that's happened, so I don't feel too bad spending that money. So anyway, I did include some stills of some really cute pictures or some interesting pictures that I took of downtown Davis. Okay, so the funny story of this trip is when I came in to Sulphur, I came in at night, and I don't know how clearly you can see it in the video, but if you can see all those windmills in the back, at night you can't really see them. All you can see is the red light on top, and it really threw me for a loop, and it's like, I'm going, what the heck is that? There's no airport around here. And it turns out these windmills have red lights on the top of them to keep low-flying aircraft from hitting them. So, good morning. It's the morning of the last day. It's time for me to go home. I'm gonna go spend a little bit more time with my son and grandson before I head out to the house. I wish I could say I was a little more excited about going home. I have a lot to do when I get there. So this trip has been very informative. If anything, it's been very informative. I think the message overall from my higher power has been that I make decisions too much with my emotions and instead of my logic, and but I mean, in truth, there's a lot going on behind the scenes in my life that I don't want to talk about here on. I suppose I should. The whole point of this channel was helping somebody else if they're going through the same steps. I mean, it's like how hard it is sometimes to live in my mom's room, and how much I still feel her presence, her spirit, her energy, whatever you want to call it, in the house. And I'm not talking about a ghost. I'm talking about her energetic signature is all over the place. It was her house. I mean, and sometimes it feels like that no matter how hard I try to make the house mine, it's still not mine. I share it with two other human beings that sometimes I feel like I have to take care of, and I really don't. They're grown men, and they didn't ask me to take care of them, and it's just something of a family tradition that the woman in the house takes care of whoever she's living with. That's just the way my mom went about her life. I mean, I'm over 50 years old, and she was still doing my laundry, and because she liked to do laundry. But so I kind of think that just based on that, it might be feeding those emotions where I feel like that I'm done taking care of people. I took care of my kids. I took care of mom and dad while they were sick. I don't want to take care of people anymore. So I think that desire for freedom and to get away from my current situation, that that's feeding my emotions right now. And it's a lot. I mean, before I before my mother passed away, I mean, her checks paid for the majority of the household bills, and I gave her what I could every month to help with that, so she would have extra spending money. And then I helped her to buy all the groceries in the house. So we did a tag team approach to paying all the bills, and I can't pay them all by myself. So I don't like that feeling that gives me, that I have to depend on somebody else to pay my bills, and that is also feeding my current unhappiness. So but I had a wonderful conversation with my son that kind of helped me put some things into a different perspective. I mean, my daughter had suggested the work from home before, and I really didn't want to do that because I'm a pretty social person. I like people. That's why I'm good at the job that I do now, is because I like people. I'm a good barista because I want to give them something that they're gonna enjoy. So I've been really resistant to trying to get a work from home job because of that reason. However, if my goal is to get a hold of between 5 or 10 acres, and I would probably have to put a mortgage on that, and a work from home job means I can work from anywhere. I don't have to work from, as long as I have an internet connection, I can work from anywhere. So that was an aspect of it that I didn't think about before, was being able to work from anywhere. And while I'm still trying to grow Grey Wolf and my shop on Facebook, I haven't had the mental fortitude since my mother passed away to work on either. I mean, one of my plans was to dry some of the herbs that I was growing in my garden and put them on my shop, and I didn't get to care for my garden, so everything died except for the green sage that I planted and the rosemary. And the rosemary right now and the sage both have frost damage, and the winter's not over yet. So, but at least those bushes did survive, and I don't have to replant them. Those are nice perennials that I don't have to replant. So I can push forward this year with those plans to the extent that my little backyard garden can support me. And this year, because my plans to move to a farm or to move to a homestead are at least 2 to 3 years away. So I have to make where I'm at work for me right now until I can get to where I really want to be. And stop letting my emotions make me do rash things. Like this trip was a spur of the moment trip fueled by my emotions. I didn't make a sound financial decision because it was money I didn't have to play with, but for my mental health I needed it, so I don't feel too guilty about I mean, I do feel a little bit guilty, but for the most part I don't feel guilty about taking the money because I needed to get out from under all of that and step away to really help me clear my head. I mean, watching those videos of other channels saying what they're gonna do for 2023, and I don't have a clue what I'm gonna do for 2023. And now I do have a plan for 2023. And I'm going to go home and I'm going to start executing that plan for 2023. And step one is to try to find a work from home job that I can work anywhere that pays more money than what I make right now. And so that's step one. And whatever happens between now and then, we'll see. I think I've already mentioned the fact that they've been telling me they're gonna promote me to manager for a long time, and it's never happened. And I am fairly skeptical that my store director will allow that to happen. So I am skeptical that anything is going to change anytime soon. So when I go back, if something does happen, I'll be supremely surprised. But in the meantime, I'm still going to try to find a work from home job that'll get me to my goals faster. And I'm going to try to stop making decisions with my emotions. Sometimes I get too emotional. I need to make sure I have a clear head when I'm making my decisions going forward. But overall, the trip has been so good for me. I have needed it so much. And so when I do go home, I think my headspace will be a lot better. And my mind will be a lot clearer. There's so much that I need to work on, and I need to work on me, and put myself as a priority, and I really haven't done that, because honestly, the needs of other people have come before me, and now I'm at a time in my life where that's just not the case. I need to put what I need the things that I need ahead of everyone else right now, because honestly, they're grown men and they can take care of themselves, and so I think changes are coming, but they're changes for the better. Um, that's not to say that I mean, I'm gonna go home and I'm still gonna pay my bills, because being a good steward to where I'm at right now is also equally important. So it's not, that part's not gonna change. I'm still gonna pay the bills. It's just what I eat might change, and you know, right now my hours at work are perfect, but I am gonna make sure that I'm resting better and exercising more, because I think that the fitter that I get, the better that I'm gonna feel, and I haven't made my health, and my level of fitness a priority like I should, because one of the things that have been bothering me is that between my my surgeries and taking care of mom, I have lost all strength that I ever had, and farm work is hard. Gardening is hard work, really. In the initial, I mean, when you're preparing those beds and getting everything ready and weeding, and that's work, and the more fit that your body is, the better it will be. So I I really think that I would feel better all the way around, um, if I didn't feel so weak physically. So it's time to get my strength back. It's time to focus on me. It's time to do the work that I'm supposed to be doing all along, as far as my spirituality is concerned, and get back on track with that, because you know my mom is gone now. I mean, except for, her spirit lives on in the house, but her physical body is gone, and there's no more excuse, because I can practice my own brand of spirituality without offending her, because she was a Christian and I am not. So but I always try to respect the differences in our belief systems, and one of the ways that I did that was, when I did practice at all, it was in my room and not in front of her. Now, I do have to say that I've spread out, and made my home a lot more witchy than it was before. But as far as actually doing the work, I've really kind of dropped the ball. There's a lot of Irish lore and a lot of Irish history that I still need to learn, and so the grief has been overwhelming at times. There's times when I just still cry over nothing, just because it's sentimental. I mean, I brought my son and my grandson some of my mother's Christmas decorations, and their reaction to that was just, my grandson's reaction was just priceless. I mean, he just like, oh yeah, I remember now. How does it work? Show me how it works. I mean, because he had this little, my mom had this music box, and I'm not sure how it worked, but they had had a mirror on the top, and it was like a skating rink, and you put these little figurines on top of the mirror, and there was a magnet on the bottom, and it made it look like the little figurines were skating when you wound the music box up. So he was really excited about that. Mom used to wind that up for him all the time, and he used to love to watch it. So they were just really, really happy over that. I tried to share Christmas ornaments and decorations with everybody in the family and just spread them out. So I don't know. Sometimes it still overwhelms me. The heaviness is gone, but sometimes I guess, I mean, I have such peace about her passing because I was there with her through the whole thing, and I have no regrets where that's concerned. It's just getting used to. Sometimes it's still, I wake up and I just can't believe she's really gone, and the speed with which, you know, she knew she was sick in January, but from April to September is not a very long time. So, but I guess it was better. I don't know. It's hard sometimes still. And the more the time goes by, the less at ease I am with living in her room and in the house, I guess. Sometimes maybe it's just too many memories. Maybe it's just because her spirit and her energetic signature is still there. I know she wasn't ready to go. She didn't really want to die, I don't think. She missed my dad incredibly bad, so I hope she's with Daddy now. I don't know. I've been kind of rambly this morning, and I've been talking for like 20 minutes, so if you've made it this far, I thank you so much for listening to my rambling, and I am going to get ready to start the rest of my day. So I appreciate your time and attention, and again, I invite you to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching, and I wish you many blessings. So on our last day it was a little bit too cold to go hiking. So what we did instead was go explore the Chickasha Cultural Center that is adjacent to the Chickasha National Recreation Area. It is a really fascinating place, and I hope to go back someday when I don't have a really bored 7-year-old in tow, because he was just a little too excitable to actually pay attention to what was going on. He just isn't old enough. But it's a really fascinating place. So if you get down to Sulphur, go see this place.